This episode of Distraction is sponsored by Landmark College in beautiful Putney, Vermont, offering bachelor's and associate programs, short-term and summer programs for students who learn differently. To schedule a campus visit or to learn more, visit lcdistraction.org. Hello, this is Dr. Ned Hallowell, and welcome back to Distraction. We've been away for the summer, but now it's September, and with September comes fall foliage, as they like to say in New England. With the peepers who come to visit, comes the opening of school, which I used to dread but came to love, and the crispness of the air, which I love. This is my favorite season. For many reasons, one of them being the start of professional football. I was surprised when in the mail a box arrived, and I opened the box, and inside the box there was an NFL football. And when I looked more closely at it, it had my name, Edward Hallowell, engraved upon it. And it turns out it was a present sent to me by the New England Patriots as a memento, a token of appreciation for my 25 years of being a season ticket holder. I didn't realize that it had been that long, but I remember vividly hopping in the car with our then 2 children the day they hired Bill Parcells 25 years ago. Anyway, with fall comes new beginnings, the end of summer, and our ever alert and aware of what's happening in trends, producer Sarah Gerton cheerfully reminded me that this is National Suicide Awareness Month, and she said, why don't you mention that? And I said, okay, let's do that. Let's talk about suicide. No, I don't mean to make light of what is a very important topic. And we must, should, and I absolutely want to honor that request. The problem with suicide is we don't talk about it enough, and that means that when people think about it, they have just the reaction I had of, oh, well, that's not very cheerful, is it? We should make a joke about it, or we shouldn't talk about it. And so people suppress it. They hide it, and that's the last thing they should do. The desire to kill yourself occurs to pretty much every single person who's ever been alive. And what it is essentially a desire for the pain to go away, and you can't think of any other way. That's what it amounts to. And so you think, well, anything would be better than this, so why don't I kill myself? And let me tell you, the one thing that you can do to stay alive is to reach out to another person. It's hard to do. But if you do that, it will save your life. I mean, it's just that simple. If you do that, as difficult as it may seem, with all the feelings you have getting in the way, if you can just pick up the phone, walk across the street or wherever you have to go to the help center, get yourself to somebody and say, I'm in trouble. Walk into an emergency room. Just get yourself into the hands of some other person. You'll be protected. And the thing about the desire to hurt yourself, to kill yourself, it passes. And so part of National Suicide Awareness Month is to get knuckleheads like me who might want to make a joke about it, not to make a joke about it, and to give people a chance to be open and honest and say, you know, I can't figure out any other way to get happy. And so I'm thinking about killing myself. Well, just connect with another person. That other person won't necessarily have a solution, but they will have a connection, and that will keep you alive. That will keep you alive. So in honor of National Suicide Month and in honor of the kickoff of Distraction and in honor of September, I want to tell you, please stay connected. What else is going on in my world? Well, I had my new book, my memoir, come out in June because I come from a crazy family. I hope if you've read it, you'll send me an email, tell me what you think of it, drhallowell@gmail.com. And if you haven't read it, I hope you will. I'd love to hear from you. And wouldn't you know it, I have another new book due at the publisher on January 1st. John Ratey and I are teaming up, writing a new book about sort of the broader version of ADHD, not just the disorder, but the trait. And we're renaming the condition VAST, Variable Attention Stimulation Trait. And it is vast, and we're well into this book. It'll be done pretty soon. Won't be out for a while, but we have to hand it in a couple of months, and we're having a lot of fun working together. John is a brilliant creative mind, and it's so much fun working with him. We go back all the way to 1978 when he was my chief resident in training. He's a brilliant man. If you have a chance to read any of his books. So I've been having a ton of fun with John. The sadness we experienced over the winter when our wonderful dog Ziggy died, passed away, and we cried and cried and cried and didn't know what we'd do. Well, just about 6 weeks ago, we got a new dog. We welcomed a very different dog into our house. We now have a 70-pound, 3-4-month-old puppy by the name of Max. We don't know what breed he is, but he was found on the side of the road in Alabama, a rescue dog, and shipped up here, and he was starving and sick, and now he's as healthy as a horse and about as big as a horse, and he clumps all over the house and eats everything that he can find, and we love him, but he drives us crazy. So Max has been welcomed into our house, and as much as we love Ziggy, we are welcoming Max, and I suppose that's what the seasons are about, the end of one and the start of another, and at some point we won't be able to welcome another season because we'll have passed away ourselves, But meanwhile, we're lucky enough to be alive, and I'm lucky enough to be talking to you. And along those lines, and this is my last topic of this mini episode, I want to do something this year with Sarah and with Barry Berman, the man who owns the company that produces these podcasts with CRN. I want to do something to expand our offering. I want to think of some way of taking what we have and expanding it somehow. I just think I know there's more from your responses. There's more to what we're creating here in terms of a community, and there's more in terms of the kinds of knowledge we could offer, whether it be through a subscription service or through an app. I don't know what it'll be exactly, but I think we have the makings of something additional to bring to you. So I'd love to hear from you if you have any ideas about that. And again, just drhallowell@gmail.com or email us at connect@distractionpodcast.com. Join in helping us build this into the bigger, better community entity. I hate that word entity. It sounds so inert, but dynamic, growing organism that it could be and should be and will be. So we go from the summer to the fall, from the season of rest and relaxation to the season of harvest and growth. And I'm very looking forward to getting back in touch with you, hearing from you. I hope you have your equivalent of a new dog in your life, a new project, a new book, a new whatever, and I hope you haven't had to say goodbye to too many people or projects. I hope you haven't had too much sadness, but remember, the sadness is part of the deal. There's, I think sometimes these days people feel obliged to put up a front that everything is just fine and everything is hunky-dory, and it never is. It never is. Believe me, my life has all kinds of challenges every single day, and Most of our lives do. So don't feel you have to walk around pretending everything is perfect. And the best solution when you do have a problem, remember, is to never worry alone, to connect with somebody else. And of course, make sure you have a dog. If you must have a cat. Well, okay, great to be back in touch with you all. This is Dr. Ned Hallowell for Distraction. Please be in touch with us. Email us at connect@distractionpodcast.com. And welcome back.